Free to Succeed. Season 2. Raid Shadow Legends. It's coming soon. I promise. It's coming soon. And some of you will know what that means. Some of you won't. But for those of you that know what it means, start getting pumped, dude. Because it's coming soon. All right, let's talk about what we have done. And then I reckon we'll talk a little bit about the What's Next in Raid video. I recorded an episode yesterday of Free to Succeed and reacted to the video like we usually do. And there was an audio problem. Different than normal. And I don't even know how to explain it, but unusable. And then I thought about doing another episode, like just recording it again, and I was like, I don't feel like it. So that's why there was no episode yesterday. But the gist of it is, well, let's talk about that in a second. Let's do our catch up first. So we have RTAC 6 starred. Oh, you know what, actually, I need to try to do before. Let's do this real quick, because I want to try really hard to get to this mission before the day resets. So very quickly, we've 6-starred RTAC, we 5-starred Reliquary Tender, we started putting some levels in her, we've continued to make food, we did a few of the artifact challenges, and that's pretty much all I think there really is to talk about right now. Referral accounts are killing it. Mug Club's back in the game, baby. I was concerned yesterday. We were almost at 2 full days not logged in, but we're back in the game. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. So we're about to have our first level 50. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, let's jump into Ice Golem real quick and see if we can't get a few drops. I'm gonna do 9 because it's a little bit faster and more reliable. I did like a 6 multi-battle, and that's where I got the 3 5-star pieces that I have currently. And then since then, I've probably done 15 runs in here and not gotten a single 5-star piece. So hopefully we can get lucky and get the 2 to drop soon and move on, because we've also got to hit the Arcane Keep a little bit, I think. So I'm going to try to get through that Magic Potion mission today. If we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. Excuse me. But the What's Next in Raid video. So we've got the champ filter, which is probably the star of the update, which is great. Better late than never, you know what I mean? So it looks like it's going to be a solid filter. And I mean, did it take them too long to do it? Yeah, but it's in the game now, and we're good. So that'll be fun to play around with when it comes out. Hopefully we can search and see champs that we don't currently have as well. I think that'll be handy. There's one down. We only need 1 more. But either way, it's nice to have. So there's that. The rest of the update, the Hydra Clash seems cool conceptually. You know what I mean? I think they need to add more stuff like that that's actually fun and interesting, where clans can compete with each other and not clan versus clan, because that's just not it. You know what I mean? That's just not it. So Hydra Clash at least gives something that's truly competitive damage output, you know what I mean? So conceptually it's fun, but they're adding protection and stone skin accessories, and I just think that was the wrong thing to do. I think I've said for a long time, I think the stone skin meta is terribly boring. I think it's so boring. And now, I mean, I think protection got a lot stronger with the accessories. I don't know that stone skin got too much stronger. I think it increases the shield of stone skin, but like the shield, unless the shield has become a problem, I don't know. There was a couple of times on my old account where I would get hit through my stone skin shield, but for the most part, it absorbed most of the damage. So I don't know that stone skin gets that much stronger, but protection gets a good bit stronger, I think. And that you'll get those new accessories from the Hydra Clash, as far as I understand it. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I think something is tickling my eye. I've got something stuck in my eyelash or something. All right. You know, I think if you're not in the high end of arena, I don't know. I think there's a small group of people that are probably taking Arena very seriously. So I guess ultimately, for those of us that just care about being in Gold 5, it's not that big of a deal. But I still think it's kind of a shame. I just think it's a shame that the meta in Arena is and has been so boring for so long. I just don't think it's intriguing at all. And they apparently don't feel that way. So they're going to keep going in the direction they're going in. And then we got the new dungeon, the Shadow Samurai or whatever he's called. And it's to farm materials to ascend our accessories, which, I mean, we knew was coming. But to add another new dungeon, to add yet another thing for us to do, and not implement any time-saving features, and not extend our energy cap, the fact that we don't have an extended energy cap yet is legitimately mind-blowing. I in my 9 years of playing these games, I have never seen a game add as much content as Raid has added and not give you more energy for it. It is mind-blowing that they just continue to stack this game with more on the to-do list and give you no more resources to do it and no more time to do it. They've done nothing to implement time-saving features. They've done super raids and faction wars, which was only like halfway the answer that it should have been. They do super raids and dungeons sometimes now during fusions, which, I mean, kind of helps a little bit, but like ultimately they've done nothing to save you any time. I'll give you an example. In Summoner's War, the multi-battle feature, you pick the dungeon you want to do, put your team in, and you can do 10 battles at a time, and you start the multi-battle, and then you can minimize it. Like it becomes its own window you can minimize. And while that's going on, you can manage your account. You can still do Arena. I'll use raid terms. You can still do Arena. You can still do Doom Tower. You could still do Faction Wars. You could still do Clan Boss. You just couldn't do Campaign or any other dungeon, right? Anything else from the dungeon screen. So you're kind of locked out of those bits, but the rest of it you could do. So imagine, and you can only do 10 at a time in Summoner's War, which I personally like. I kind of think you should have to babysit it a little bit. I don't think that, I know people feel differently about this. I don't like the idea of setting 100 multi-battles and coming back and checking on it. You know what I mean? I kind of think you should have to play the game to some degree, but that's fine. We can agree to disagree on that, and it's not really the main point. But think about that. Think about if or the auto climb that we have in Doom Tower. Think about if you could minimize that and go do something else. Think about if you could start a Fire Knight run and go knock out your 3v3 arena while that's happening. You know what I'm saying? It would change so drastically what you're able to do. They've just given us no ability to multitask in this game. We are over 4 years in, and there's no ability to multitask. You can't do two things at once ever. And that's just not okay, man. It's just really not okay. They only value your time in the way that it benefits them. They don't value your time as an individual for you. They want you to play this game all day long, and there's no compromise. You know what I'm saying? And very few games are like that. And it follows suit for Plarium's behavior. They've made that pretty clear over the last 3 years or so, that it's not about you at all. It is about money. So I think at some point they're going to have to make a decision, even though there's clearly a group of this player base that will not quit playing this game no matter what they do. I think eventually enough new games will come out. This game will be old enough. They'll have to start thinking about this stuff and making these decisions. But I guess it's going to be a while, because as it stands right now, and I could be wrong. I haven't watched the interview with Scratch and Cirilla yet. Maybe they talked about this, and maybe there's something coming real soon. I don't know, but you know, it would not surprise me if nothing was in the pipeline for saving us some time. So that's kind of my thoughts on the whole update. I think the champ filter is great. I'm glad we're finally getting that. Unlock 3 tier 2 masteries for 4 champions. That's a lot. All right, so he's done 3 tier 2 masteries. I guess I need to jump in Minotaur for a minute. Unlock 3 tier 2 masteries for 4 champions. All right, getting all the numbers in there, bruh. And we should be good. Last time we did this, our attack was only 5-star, so. Oh, and then they leaked a couple of new champs that of course look awesome, because they always do, but. Aside from the consequences of the new dungeon, I'll say the new dungeon looks cool. The boss looks dope. It's introducing a new debuff and new mechanics, and it's always fun to have new problems to solve. So, like, in that sense, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. And you get to extend your accessories. Like, it's dope. Whatever. Unfortunately, it brings with it a fresh reminder that we don't have more energy and we don't have extra time to do it. So now, I think in the video yesterday I went through and counted, and I did it favoring them, and there's still like 15 things that you are expected to do as a player, and you can't do any of those things. And again, I didn't count affinity keeps, I didn't count Minotaur, I didn't count Ice Golem, I didn't count a lot of stuff. There was like 15 important things that you need to do if you want to progress your account, and there's no 2 of them can you do at the same time. They're all their own individual task that you have to be fully focused on and fully committed to while you're doing it. And that's a lot of things to have to do to not be able to multitask at all. So we'll see. Like I said, maybe there's something in that Scratch interview with Cirilla, and I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't been as compelled to watch it because I don't know that they've ever done an interview that I've watched and been like, oh, you know what I mean? And it's no knock on Cirilla or Banana or whoever's done the interviews. It's got nothing to do with them. I know that they're only telling us what they can tell us, right? I already know. It's got nothing to do with them. But it's always either not what we want to hear, or I can't talk about that, or you know what I mean? So maybe this one will be different, but like the one with Murder Inc. that I made the meme video on. Like I was being silly, but also that kind of was the whole interview. It was like, is anything getting better? I was like, not really. No, not really. Not for y'all. All right, 3 minutes per run is pretty long, but I guess for the sake of efficiency, am I going to be able to get to this Magic Keep mission before the day resets? I don't know. It's going to be tough. Also, I saw a comment that said, because I still call him Jizo, and someone said in the Call of the Call of the Arbiter thing, they call him Gizzo, and I'm gonna watch it at some point, and that better not be true. It better not be true. because it's a J. Okay? And on that note, I reckon we'll wrap it up for today. I am just going to try to focus these missions really hard and get through the magic keep motion before the day resets, which is either in an hour or 2 hours. I can't remember where we're at in daylight savings right now, but we're going to see what we can make happen. So I'm going to try to get out of here before I sneeze. I appreciate you guys watching. Later.